What is up, everybody? Welcome back to React Andy Monogatari. Tonight we're on episode 10 of Owarimonogatari. So, what happened on our last episode, episode 9? That is a question that I'm going to spend probably a stupid amount of time answering for who knows how long. But that's at this point you better be used to it. What happened on the last episode? Last episode, the little mini thing is Araragi and Kambaru have left the school after he was burned down. They got saved by Ononoki. Araragi got stepped on by Ononoki in the cheek, right in the cheek, left a little imprint and everything. And then they were on their way to presumably meet Gaen at the park that Araragi originally met Hachikuji at. They got lost for a little bit. Probably Araragi wanting to get lost in a sense, like him dragging his feet to the Gaen meeting. Kambaru comes in, clutches it out. They go to the place. Guess what? Gaen's not even there. Instead, Shinobu's there, and there's a new monkey guy that's about to throw hands. That's about where we're at. I mean, I'm as lost as you are. But let's just boom get the comments up. We're gonna spend a little bit of time in here. I also got some notes up on my other monitor. Just a bunch of rambling that I've been doing. I'm not gonna lie. We were talking about this a minute ago in the Discord. Your boy's hitting the Dunning-Kruger right now. Your boy's hitting the Dunning-Kruger, which is the little woodly-doodly. It's that thing where it's like, once you start experiencing something a little bit, you get really confident. You're like, oh yeah, I know a lot about this. And then once you experience it more, you have the really big dip where you're like, oh shoot, I know nothing. And then it starts to go back up again. Dunning-Kruger effect. Yeah, I'm in the dip right now. I'm feeling dippy dip, where it's like, it's hitting this point where I'll be like theory crafting. I'll be cooking in my freaking kitchen, right? But then I'll be like looking through the spice rack and I'll reach for like hachikuji, right? Let me sprinkle some hachikuji into this theory. And I grab the hachikuji and I'm like, wait, what's the nutritional info in this? What's even in the hachikuji at this point? I don't know what's in some of the what is hachikuji? You know what I mean? And you can say that with like so many ingredients. There's like big scope wise, I feel like there's a lot of areas I'm starting to realize it's like, dang, what is going on here? What is going on here? Like parts of hachikuji I feel like I need to revisit. Parts of one thing that is just such a massive whole thing to me that I feel like I've never fully acquiesced was the Kambaru's mom stuff with the water and the poison. Be water, be poison, or be poison or a cure, but don't be water. What are you talking about? I don't get it, you know? And I kind of I understand the words, the sentences make sense, but I don't understand the meaning behind the sentence, you know what I mean? Which is just so classic in trying to understand anything, right? Where it's like, yeah, I get the words, but when you put them next to each other, all of a sudden I'm lost. That's crazy. And so it's just I'm hitting that Dunning-Kruger where I'm trying to cook, you know? And I'm just getting lost in my pantry. I'm getting lost in my pantry a little bit. So with that in mind, what do I want to start with? Let me just talk about a little bit of the random nonsense. Did I already pull the comments up? I think I did. Let me just talk about some of the random nonsense I have on the side. This is my side, a little bit of random nonsense. So I've been trying to cement some lines. I'm trying to cement some lines, some bigger scope lines that these characters kind of how would I describe it? I'm trying to lines. I like the lines analogy. I'm trying to cement some of the paths. Okay. So it's what I have written. I'm just gonna read this a little bit. Okay. And I had to pre-write because that's how bad it started to get. That's the struggle right now. But it's okay. So Shinobu. Let me just start with Shinobu. Araragi got problems. He meets Kiss Shot. Right. Gets hit with vampirism. Blah blah blah. And that all happens, right? And then there's the process where Araragi's like, oh, I'm a vampire, that's the problem, whatever. But in reality, there's the problem underneath, which is the thing that got him to get vampirismed, right? And another way you can say this is that one Kiyomi episode, I think 3 or 4 or something, with the sandbox. That is actually, I think, a really strong analogy for that situation where it's and that was with Hachikuji, right? It was the Hachikuji Kiyomi episode where it was the sandbox. It looks like there's a demon face on it, and so we're like, oh no, what's the supernatural thing going on here? But in reality, the structure of the sandbox was broken at the bottom out of view and was leaking sand to make a weird pattern show up, right? And so while we might think that there's like some curse or something like on top, really that's just a symptom of a deeper issue that then has been like monsterified and like dramatized to like draw attention or whatever, right? And so one of the things that like in the if we want to try to play with the whole like true monster fake monster kind of business, that is that with like Shinobu and Ononoki, right? Blah 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 blah. So what I've been trying to like figure out is like, okay, so or it's like I have a specific kind of idea where it's like Shinobu, like what is Shinobu to Araragi, right? One of the big questions for this arc, what's going on, is the big question for me is, does Araragi resent Shinobu, and if so, how much, and also why? And there's answers that point me to yes, but I'm not sure how much, right? And I'll hopefully come back to that. So let me go back to like the Shinobu thing though. I feel like there's a really crazy like reading of Shinobu you can try to do, where you see Shinobu as like a negative coping mechanism that was necessary, right? Where it's like you're falling and you grab onto the last rope, even if the rope hurts you, but like you need something, right? And so the idea there is that Araragi is like mentally very troubled, right? He's kind of screwed up. Going into, and that this isn't like going into Kizu, right? He's screwed up, had all that lone wolf stuff, whatever. And then he attach it, and like let's even throw out the word like suicidal if we want, right? Because the end of Kizu, what Shinobu does for him is it gives him a reason to live, because he wants Shinobu to live. So if he dies, he can't like that won't work, right? So to save other people, he needs to stay alive. So like his own reason to live is external, but at least it's there, So it's like almost a band-aid, right? And they use the word wounded a ton, where it's like the two, like that was the end of Kizu's little monologue, right? Where it's like the two wounded people, but they're like their wounds is what bound them together, or whatever the phrasing was. And so it's like, okay, they were effed up, but in the moment they needed each other. The question I have coming out of that is like, okay, what happens when the wounds start to heal? Like where you start to move past the desperate last ditch thing you did. How does that kind of like unfurl? Because I feel like you could try to say something like, so he attaches to Shinobu and that saves him, right? Because they're wounded, and it gives him a purpose to live. His drive to protect others stops him from killing himself. And that's kind of extreme wordage, because that's not exactly, that's not, that's a little extreme wordage because the situation with Araragi is complicated, but whatever. But by product, he also becomes stagnated because he's been at 17, he's like stuck in his like, he refuses to grow up as part of that. Because he's been before he turns 18. You could probably say some stuff about the cram school with that, whatever, right? But then, after losing Hachikuji specifically to the darkness that was conceptualized by Shinobu, the cram school burns down and he gets disconnected from Shinobu, right? So he has this relationship with Shinobu that like saves him, but then it also is the thing that later destroys Hachikuji, or like gets rid of Hachikuji, ? You could like argue that, I think, and that would maybe give Araragi reason to like resent Shinobu, right? But it's really interesting to me because it seems like it was like a necessary pain, right? It was a necessary thing for Shinobu and Araragi to connect, but perhaps now the next good move for like Araragi character development is to deconnect, right? And I feel like we can kind of see that with they get disconnected when Hachikuji when Hachikuji gets by the darkness, or dies, or she moves on to the realm, because she doesn't even get swallowed by the darkness, right? She just kind of like fades away. That happens when we are disconnected from Shinobu, so we're already disconnected, and then later, or like even during this episode, we were getting some lines about like, oh, like from Ononoki that was like, oh, you think you can always rebound even if you fail, right? That was like one of the quotes, and that's like very similar wordage to that one episode in, I think Tsuki, was it? Like way in the future, where Araragi has to act human because him acting vampiric, like he's kind of like become his own vampire or whatever, right? So we have like this timeline. We have this timeline with Araragi and Shinobu's relationship where it goes from, okay, they're two wounded people, they need each other, to, okay, because of Shinobu things, right? The darkness, Is it just the darkness? Is that really all I got for that? Because of Shinobu things, the darkness, Araragi loses Hachikuji. That causes like a rift to form between the two of them, and then down the line, Araragi is an independent vampire that's like grown. Like that is separation between him and Shinobu, right? And so the question I have is, in the middle chunk where we're at right now, that's where we're at in this story. Is Araragi resenting Shinobu, and that's why like Kambaru's here, right? Because you could say, oh, Kambaru's here because Araragi resents Shinobu, you know? Because like that's what Kambaru was all about, like back in Bake, back with the whole monkey paw situation, you know. So yeah, did any of that make sense? I don't even know, but like that's kind of where I'm at. Trying to fit Ononoki in is where is also where it gets really complicated, I think, because we lose Hachikuji, right, which is like innocence, inner child, whatever. To move like as part of growing up, right, which is that thing that we held on to as part of like our thing with Shinobu, but it's necessary to grow up, move on, whatever. So we separate from Shinobu, which is that thing that's like part of us, keeping us from moving on. We disconnect from our inner child because we have to grow up. And then Ononoki shows up, and she is a relief to Araragi, right? Through the methodology of foot. She is a relief to Araragi. But why? But why? Like, why is it Ononoki that gets to be, that, like, does that, you know? I mean, she's there. Because the thing is, you can spin into the, like, oh, maybe he's in some way, like, trying to look at his true issues or whatever, which is his, like, conception of being dragged along by fate, of which Ononoki represents or whatever. And so he's, without Shinobu and without Hachikuji, he then moves to comfort with, like, his other tenet or whatever, which is fate, and that he's just kind of being dragged along or whatever, right? And then that is what provides him comfort when it's not his inner child and when it's not the, like, vampirism oddity stuff that he's distracted himself with. So I guess you could say that, maybe. But what is going on with Gaen? You know what I mean? Because it's you can apply so much of this down to like Araragi and kind of make a lot of conceptions there, which I think are interesting. But at the same time, Ononoki is tied to Gaen, and Gaen I don't also know what's going on with at all. At all, you know? I feel like I've made a lot of like guesses about Gaen, but like I feel like we haven't gotten much substantial stuff about him. So that was some of that. Ononoki fills the void temporarily. Araragi drags his feet to meet up with Gaen, thus getting lost in the way. That's what we saw last episode, episode 9, but instead meets Shinobu. He resents her, which has to do with Kambaru, like, obsessing over her. And then I also, in the last episode, I was talking about maybe the reason that this creature is showing up, this, like, monstrified Suruga monkey-esque thing is showing up to square up against Ononoki, or to square up against Shinobu, is because it's like a conception of Araragi's resentment for her, you know? Like, that's kind of a thing that I was already talking about last episode. So trying to then be like, oh, let's pin the blame for Hachikuji's death onto Shinobu somewhat, you know, is interesting. Because, man, we really separate from her. I mean, did Araragi want to, like, be separated from her in that moment? Maybe? Like, to what degree is he aware of what's going on? Like, could he really have been like, the darkness is coming for me, but I'm also the creator of the darkness. On, like, some subconscious level, he is the creator of the darkness. Because vampires do got that summoning, or, like, that ability to conjure. And so the darkness separates him from Shinobu, but what gets him to separate himself from Shinobu? Oh my goodness. See what I mean? It's like the ingredients are around, but there's a couple little holes that I'm just, like, trying to find the right pieces to patch up. But that's some of the thoughts there. We're locked in now. I'm trying to make sure I don't have anything else. Shinobu, yeah. Shinobu was an emergency attachment. That byproduct destroyed Araragi's inner child. He connected with his sudden vampirism as the issue, but in reality, the cracks in his foundation, a la that sandbox analogy, remained unaddressed. And so those the cracks in the foundation is what would have caused the relationship with Hachikuji to not be stable, and he would blame Shinobu rather than realize the core unstableness of it in order to rationalize. And so he pins it on Shinobu, disconnects himself from Shinobu, resents Shinobu through Kambaru, through Monkey Man, that shows up. Question mark? Is that where we're at? That's kind of where I'm at with that. And that a lot of that is like, it's so it feels really speculative to say it all like that, and perhaps it is. But if nothing else, it's fun interpretation to play with. Necessary in the moment. Oh yeah. And I do think there is, and I don't remember how much I went into this a second ago, but to view Shinobu as as a almost like a necessary evil, I think is really interesting. Because I mean, like, there are times, like, and I'm thinking of like a lot of like mental illnesses or like like negative coping mechanisms or all sorts of things like that. Like, I'm thinking like eating disorders. I'm thinking like self-harm. I'm thinking about like all those types of behaviors. I think you might be able to parallel to Araragi and Shinobu to a degree. My kind of idea there being that somebody is spiraling for whatever reason, you know. For Araragi, that's like the whims of fate. His justice is broken, you know, blah, blah, blah. The sandbox metaphor I love, right? The cracks in the foundation. Somebody's spiraling for whatever reason, and they come up with something else to distract themselves, to regain control, whatever, right? So for Araragi, for the like mental illnesses or like negative coping mechanisms, you know, you would do something to like gain more control over your situation, feel better, maybe like make your emotional pain into something that like is more tangible and makes more sense, you know. A lot of reasons that people would do that. But then for Araragi, it would be him becoming a vampire and, oh, I'm an oddity now, and his attachment to Shinobu. But then byproduct with Shinobu, it's also led to him having to like his innocence being personified through Hachikuji, which then he's had to let go, which is something that was like obviously very painful for him, but that's part of growing up. And then for somebody that had has some sort of like negative coping mechanism that they're like stuck on, then there comes a point where like you've outgrown its use almost. Because like, man, as horrible as those like coping mechanisms can be for someone's health, like if someone's truly doom spiraling, like I can totally sympathize and understand with jumping to one of those just to gain control. Because like when you're like truly desperate and truly losing your mind, anything's better than than certain things, right? Anything's better than like dying, right? So jumping to a negative coping mechanism makes a lot of sense. But then as you start to stabilize, there comes a point where such a thing, I think, needs to be addressed and dealt with on its own, right? So you use it as like an escape, you use it as an emergency thing, but there's a point where you need to outgrow it. Boom. So I'm trying to say that, or I'm trying to conceptualize Shinobu through that lens. That's what like I'm trying to do right now. And I like the idea a lot, but I'm not sure about it. Because I'm in my Dunning-Kruger phase. Bro, I've been sitting here for like an hour before even recording, just like rewatching stuff, reading the comments, rewatching stuff, typing stuff, rewatching stuff. But yeah, okay. Speaking of the comments, I just had it on my face for like, 10 minutes now? So let's actually look at some of these. So, I love that Yoshi's comment about Ononoki stepping on Araragi completely mogged every other comment with the like ratio, literally more than double. Or just double the runner-up. I think that's good. I think that's about right for Monogatari. Why wouldn't you have a Hanakawa folder? Where else would you keep all your Hanakawa theories and analyses? You're right. All the Hanakawa episodes go into a folder for analysis. Good point. Keep in mind that the prologue is happening much further in the future from his mental state following Hachikuji leaving. Definitely very true. Yeah, it's like, like 2 months or something? I could not tell you. Oh, wait, no, you literally say it right here. This takes 2 months before you met Ogi. Oh, so it'd be like 2.5 or like 3, low key. But yeah, the disconnect between his Hachikuji grief and his opening sentiments. Man, I might have to relook at those sentiments. This is kind of part of that resentment thing with Shinobu, which is really interesting. Sitting around grieving for Hachikuji instead of seeking her out. Quote, I have no slave, and quote, I can't see anyone. So I found that I have no slave line like really interesting. Actually, let me pull this up. In context with the episode, that line, I literally have it right here, is being made to Kombaru. But you could, so like, him saying I have no slave, he's saying that to Kombaru because Kombaru is saying I'm your slave. She's making like a sexual deviancy joke, right? I can see from your experience that you want something from your slave. She's posing sexually. He's like dismissal because he doesn't want like to prove Gaen right by like needing her help or like relying on her intelligence. You know, then my opinion, so she's saying, yeah, I'm the slave, but then he's like, fine, I guess I actually need your help. He even sighs, he's like, bruh. It is required, right? So it is being made specifically to Kombaru, but you could still argue that by using the slave terminology, that is a reference to Shinobu and Araragi's like master-slave dynamic. So that, like, I could see that point. It's just, it's one of those layered things. Like, it could be like a double entendre. Is that the terminology? I think that's the terminology. It could be a double entendre. Like, I could see that. So I think that's interesting. Even if life ends with 0, it doesn't balance out to 0. The end of your existence doesn't erase the effects of you having existed. That's bars. That is bars. I definitely like that. The true monster is very tempting right now after a rift has been created by Araragi and the fake monster by Shinobu's darkness, taking his Hachikuji away. So yeah, and that's kind of that thing I was saying where, like, Araragi is separated from Shinobu because of losing Hachikuji. And it's funny, like, the thing that takes Hachikuji away is also the thing that, in this interpretation, like, Araragi uses to separate himself to, like, this rift is opened up by the darkness, which is the same thing that takes Hachikuji away, you know? So saying that that's, like, just an accident where Shinobu got caught in the crossfire, you know, that doesn't feel super good. So instead trying to say, like, oh, the connection was purposefully severed, that would make sense. Or, like, that would have some sort of impact, which I'd be down with. I'd be down to clown with. Thus, Ononoki becomes the only attractive, colorful thing within the Gaen Drive scenery. As soon as she takes off her boot and starts foot-facing Araragi, that's when everything gets colorful. Because, like, every moment before that, even Ononoki is in that gray. I can pull it back up. Because I re-looked and I was like, dang, they do be really grayscale. Like, even her hat is completely grayscale, right? But it's the physical contact. Where is it? Like, right here. And then it just shocks into color. So, no, yeah, that is a really important point. Like, boom. Look at that. And even the phone line, the telephone lines that have, like, music notes in them. It's like, oh, look, we're happy now. Because happy, you know, foot. As she, like, gives him advice. So I guess he's turning to her for advice instead of, because he lacks Shinobu and Hachikuji. Okay, enough of that scene. We are cooking, and okay, and about this, like a lot of the reason that these thoughts are coming after, like, the thoughts about what the heck is going on is because I feel like we can't dive into the freaking, like, a lot of this, like, a lot of the current, like it's hard to dive into a lot of this, like, fake monster, real monster, like, how is Araragi using these characters nonsense before actually figuring out what the heck is going on with, like, this monkey person, you know, with, like, the Gaen family drama, why, like, Kombaru being here, because, like, you could say, okay, Kombaru's here because Araragi resents Shinobu, you know. I think that could be really interesting. I could be down with that. And I don't know if even you're saying that, but, like, that's an idea that I think is interesting and could, or no, after struggling, I don't know, Kombaru, resentment, Suruga, whatever. We can, like, say that she's here because Araragi has resentment towards a character, i.e. Shinobu, or we could just say she's here because guess what? Gaen pulled her in because Gaen wants to meet her, right? And so Araragi pulled her in because Gaen wants to meet her because he agreed to do whatever Gaen said. So, like, the things have been set in motion already for Kombaru to show up. So to, like, push it onto the, like, meta-narrative stuff is, like, I think there is stuff to be done there that can be interesting, but that, like, to jump to that structure before we've got a foundation here, I think causes chaos. Like, I'm trying to get cemented here a bit more so, and then we can build a house, okay? I'm not trying to build a house on a bunch of sand, right? I'm not trying to be the sandbox, okay? We can turn it back to the Kuyomi episode, like, 4 or whatever. I'm not trying to be a sandbox that has demon faces on it. I'm trying to repair my little ding, 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 and then I can make my sand castle, right? And also the point of dismissiveness towards Shinobu, like, sitting around grieving for Hachikuji instead of seeking her out. Like, that was something I was thinking about as well, because how much time has Araragi really had to even, like, look for Shinobu. Because he got disconnected with Shinobu. Ononoki, I think, jumped him out of there. Hachikuji and Araragi out of there, right? And then Araragi takes Hachikuji and Ononoki to Gaen, loses Hachikuji. Gaen does the like transaction thing, the promise thing is made, where Araragi like now has to like help out Gaen with her mission, which is this whole Kombaru thing. And then the next thing in my timeline for Araragi in my head is that he goes from that interaction to the school, meeting up with Kombaru at the school. So I guess you could say like instead of looking for Shinobu, he's dealing with the Gaen promise. But like that seems different than like quote sitting around grieving for Hachikuji, you know? Because then he does go to the school to like chill with Kombaru a little bit, right? But either way, like he goes to the school with Kombaru, and then they're gonna go meet up with Gaen, you know? So I like that isn't something I'm like fully locked on. Just yeah, I meant to say that earlier, but I just remembered. Okay. Anyways, after struggling with whether to get Kombaru, he sets the bird on him. Hachikuji backpack reference. I like the Hachikuji backpack reference. Low key, the monster that is no longer concealed. Low key is the spooky monkey thing with the lobster claw at the end, right? Where it's like he doesn't have Hachikuji to carry the burden. He doesn't have Shinobu around to like be his emergency stopgap because he like is trying to blame her. And then Ononoki is only usable somewhat, right? Like he doesn't fully like lock in with Ononoki. Like Ononoki, I guess even fought it off, right? Because Ononoki helped Shinobu and Black Hanakawa fight it off. So I guess like Ononoki maybe is assisting with that, but either way, I like that. I like that concept. Finds Shinobu by her guidance, who was then smitten with the reunion that he tried to delay as long as possible. Yeah, Kombaru all about that. The Shinobu copes with Senjo's existence with the human thing. That's why she does get mad at Ononoki, because Ononoki is also an oddity. I like that idea. In other words, the antagonism between the fake and true monster is based on misunderstandings. Also, it's rather funny that he's being attacked by the snail effect and a monkey crab hybrid after sharing his belief that all the Bokke girls might not want him to exist. Yeah, that's kind of true too. Well, yeah, and the monkey crab hybrid, I'm kind of curious if they're... Man, does it got cat ears too, low-key? Because for it to be the crab in there reflects on his relationship with Senjo, obviously. If it doesn't have any cat parts, then it wouldn't be reflecting on his thing with Hanakawa. But we haven't even gotten a good look at it, so I'm not going to really try to dig into that guy yet, because we're about to figure that out. Right, and then some narcissism things. Whoa, okay, the gas is running out. I need more, Dr. Pepper? A little bit for you. A little bit for me. Trust, okay? The chef is in. We're going to lock in. This next episode, I think, is about to really, really help clear the thing. Because we are 2 episodes into an arc, right? So it is a kind of like... That's kind of how the arcs always be, is that the middle episodes are like extra crazy and like I have no idea what's going on. But then we usually get somewhat closer at the end. So trust, we're going to make it. I'm going to just move to the next comment. But... Paul, this is some of the... I think this is from the light novel, right? Which we did read the prologue for. I think this is in the prologue, right? I have seen this line, oh yeah, because the lo ogieko. Some really cool like breakdowns in here of the Japanese wordplay, which I really did like. I don't have a ton to add to it because obviously I'm not the one that freaking knows the Japanese wordplay or nothing. But Ogi comparing herself to war or to like the battlefield is interesting. Where it's like there will be war if you attempt to make things fuzzy, right? There can't possibly be a fuzzy line of judgment. If there was such a thing, it must be a battlefield. So fuzzying something makes it a battle, makes it a war. And guess what? I'm going to win the war and then delegate that chaos. I'm going to like establish order on that chaos. I think that is a pretty like good way to like read Ogi. I like that like those, I like those words when applied to Ogi. Does that make sense? Yes. This thing is true. I even pulled up Tsubasa Tiger 4, and I'll look at that in a second. Also, the repetition of shots is fun, because we did see that in some of the burnt down school stuff. So, for it also to be some of the shots from my OE Snail is pretty fun. Araragi's voice actor might have had a cold. Loki, I'm gonna have to re-listen. He also, I mean, is just kind of depressed, right? I'd kind of imagine himself like depressed because of the whole Hachikuji thing. So I could see it also being an intentional choice, but I'll have to listen to it to see if I can like hear it freaking nasally sounds. Also, we do love giving into your base instincts. Pogged, pogged, pogged. So yeah, I'll real quick pull up Neko Shigoro 4. So this is our, where, this is, what happened here, right? Hanakawa has, what happened? Chapter 52, it basically doubled in one evening. She realizes that, oh dang, like I'm missing 30 chapters in my story. Or 25 there. And she's like, what the heck happened? Where there's like, she comes to the conclusion that Black Hanakawa is out of the night. She's like, oh dang, I'm being possessed by the metal cat again. That kind of crazy, not gonna lie. I'm turning back into Black Hanakawa, right? This is the night before that got skipped here, the 25 chapters, is Black Hanakawa helping Shinobu with fighting off the thing, and then Ononoki also helps. So that's all going on. This chunk here, this 25 skip, is what just happened in the current arc we're watching. We're good on that. We're good on that. Man, this is the coziest music though. I freaking love Hanakawa. I just like watching her exist as a character, just like walking around or whatever. Oh, it's episode. Oh my goodness. And like episode's here. Why is episode here? Gaen's like, I can't help you. Like, Gaen, you're literally here the day after. Have you met with the person? Have you met with Kombu yet? Or like, is episodes... what does episode have to do with anything? Wait, okay. Without telling me about the case, well, I heard she was an uppercut. Okay, blah, 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 Oshino. Okay. Gaen. This is, we know that you're supposed to be meeting, you were supposed to have met Kombu with Araragi the night before, so what are you even doing here? I forgot you were in this episode, low-key on the sleaze. Skip, 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 episode shut up. Never speak again. No more cooking. There's nothing I don't know, blah, blah, blah. Tiger help, tiger help. A bunch of insults, you're kind of the worst. Huh. And then there's no more. So does she not say anything about like, oh, I just got back from a really fun meeting? You know? She might not have. I don't know. She's just meeting with episode. I don't know why the frick she's meeting with episode. Alright, cool. Let's pull up last episode, episode 9. Pull up episode 9. Scan through this just a little wee bit. Before jumping to the next episode. I do want to like jump to the episode to like get some clarifications, get some informations, you know? Because we are getting I'm not going to lie, we're getting a little lost in the sauce right now. But a little bit of sauce loss, I think, is essential to cooking, right? You can't make good spaghetti without a little bit of the tomato sauce, okay? But you can't let the sauce overpower you. It is kind of crazy. It is kind of crazy. Is the first thing Ononoki, like Ononoki is so quick to like praise him. Oh, you're so attractive. Like with surface level praises like that. It's kind of nuts. That is kind of nuts. I'm not trying to cook with anything there. The oddity stuff. A lot of this dialogue I think is really important. These are sentiments that are then things that I think he only accepts or like parses through later when he's like like his humanity, he can't go back to being full human anymore. The like fake monster or whatever, his connection to Shinobu is no longer just like a thing he can distract himself with that like he can come back from, but now it's a thing that's like become its own problem. It's like been internalized for him. And that's like later with that Kage Nui arc, right? With the like Shinobu and Ononoki like throwing snowballs at each other. A lot of those ideas I feel like are happening now, or like Ononoki is talking about now. which is pretty crazy that, like, he was hearing it this early, and I feel like only... Like, you think you can always have a fresh start in life, right? Like, that is what he thinks, and she's mocking him for it. And that idea is then directly challenged in an earlier arc, which occurs later in the story. Oh my goodness. That's a crazy sentence to say. An earlier arc that occurs later in the story? I can't keep doing it, man. I can't keep doing it. You think it's never too late for something. The life always balances out to the end. What a load of... Yeah, ha. She's mocking him. She's mocking him. And you do got that revelation, though. He's even stamped with it, too. He's even stamped with the footprint. Like, that knowledge that he hears is so powerful that it stamps on his face, and then that's what, like, Shinobu becomes aware of it later, you know? Like, that's how powerful the interaction was. Or it's just funny feet gimmick. Or it's just funny feet. Yummy feet, funny feet, fun, yummy, yummy, yum. Put your shoes back on. Thank you. Thank you. No more feet, no more feet. It is crazy that she says, I don't think I'll find it, but then a minute later, after Araragi leaves, she comes in and clutches the Shinobu Black Hanakawa fight. So, is the thing she fights in the Black Hanakawa Shinobu fight, which is that monkey thing, is that the same thing as the armor, and it's just taken a new shape because of Araragi? Or no? Because I could see it. I did like the idea that they both kind of conceptualize their own demons that then kind of went for each other, you know? But also, we know that the armor, like Ononoki described how it, like, changed shape, so who's to say that, like... Because the armor could just be the darkness that then changed shape into the form of the armor, right? Oh, so many things, so many things. That's also just a good line. Going on fool's errands is my specialty. Even she's calling Araragi a fool. Kind of crazy. Wait, what was that? Police and firefighters, police. Mamaragi. A good specialist knows when to take flight. Okay, that's a nothing line. Bet. Sorry. Whoa, Kombaru. Warn me next time. Holy crap. We carry Kombaru around a little bit. We get lost. We don't have Hachikuji anymore. We're kind of, like, I guess you could say this is Araragi, like, what's the word? It was in the comment earlier. This is Araragi mourning Hachikuji. Like, he's getting himself lost. You know, that references her, and then also is, like, giving him time to, like, have the emotions go through. Though, the interesting thing about that is that it's on his way to Gaen, as opposed to on his way to Shinobu, because he doesn't know that he's going to meet up with Shinobu at the park. He thinks he's going to meet up with Gaen. So, to say that that's, like, him being, like, resentful of Shinobu in any form, like, I kind of struggle with, because he doesn't know he's going to meet up with her. I mean, I guess you could say that he's spending his time an hour, like, getting lost instead of looking for her, which would maybe hypothetically take place after the whole Kombaru Gaen thing, but it's not, like, it's not as direct because there's that Gaen thing that's, like, being done in between. But I guess it still does kind of work. He just meets up with her sooner than he would expect, right? But he was still dragging his feet moving forward anyways by getting himself lost. But also, he just lost Hachikuji. I'm not going to hold that against him, right? Like, it totally makes sense. Oh my, Kombaru! No, don't pause on that. Whew. Do not pause on that frame. Whoa! Okay, that slave line, again, could be a Shinobu reference. Oh, bye, Kombaru. And then we do some yapping while Kombaru is drooling. Let's ignore the pervert for now. Oh, that's what Shinobu... That's a Shinobu message. Let's ignore the pervert, bet. Ononoki, we hear about some of that stuff. The Black Hanakawa stuff. Blah, 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 blah. Ononoki gave us the clutch. Now this guy shows up. He's a problem. That's where we're at. That's where we're at. I'm not done fighting. We are not done fighting. Here it comes. Our battle has only just begun. Ready to square up. Even Kombaru is ready to square. Did you see that little determined, like... Yeah, that's determination right there. Okay, play the clip, please. Hello, crab, monkey, monster, rain, freaking. What else do you got? What else do you got in there? I don't know. Let's just jump into it. I just want to see what's up with this guy. I'm sick of this random monkey guy taking up RAM in my skull. Okay, I'm trying to get done with it. Okay, let me light my candle. Ooh, candle time. Oh, it went out. Oh, candle time. We gotta get the mood right. We gotta get the mood right from Monogatari. Okay. Yeah, take a whiff. Oh yeah. Oh, we love that fireside flannel. Okay, we got our mood lighting. We got our Dr. Pepper. Chapter 13 of Shinobu Mail, Episode 3 of Shinobu Mail, Episode 10 of Owarimonogatari. Should be exciting. What is up with this monstrosity? Great question. We're about to find out. Shinobu. Oh yeah, we also know that the sword's gonna show up. That's another thing. Heartspan Blade, whatever it's called, is gonna be used tonight. Or tomorrow night. Wait, tomorrow night for dealing with Black Hanakawa Tsubasa Tiger situation. So that's in the process too. I think that's tomorrow night though, right? Because the Hanakawa as Black Hanakawa helping Shinobu happened, and then she woke up, and then that was episode 4 of Tsubasa Tiger. Episode 5 of Tsubasa Tiger is when Araragi came in to help. So we have the rest of this night and then a day to find the sword, because the next night he squares up with the sword and he's all like battered up. So I guess we're about to get fighting. But yeah, I'm sick of cooking. I'm ready to start consuming. Episode 10, let's get going in a 3, a 2, a 1. Bang! The left half is a monkey, the right half is a crab. It's not a monkey crab battle, it's a monkey crab chimera. Okay, so it's just the two of them. Wait, that's kind of... It's got that, like the word for crab is like within the entity or whatever. That's crazy. Ooh. Strategy. Where'd Shinobu go? Shinobu, you better help. Yeah? What was that? Shinobu, what are you doing? It makes no sense. Okay. Shinobu really said our battle has just begun and then sat it out? That's kind of crazy. Ow. Oh, bazongas? Okay, the bazongas have been revealed. My entire body is creaking. Oh, she has to 1v1 it? Why does she run 1v1 it? Oh, no, the sword. Thank you. Okay, Shinobu just had the sword. Alright, bet. Fair enough. That makes sense. I'm good with that. I kind of forgot Shinobu was here. Huh. You're looking for your OG sword, right? Oh yeah, because that's... Yeah, you're looking for Shinobu. That's right. Yeah! Oh, Nadeko snakes. Okay, that's sick. Couldn't escape it. Shinobu helped. Okay. Get energy drained, bozo. Oh, thank you! 62 whole points! Okay, she really just used that as an opportunity for Araragi to get tested. She was really just testing him there. That's kind of rude, actually, Shinobu. We were just disconnected, and now I have to fight a battle, and you're gonna just evaluate me? No, help me out. I'm scared. That's okay. No cat though. No cat. Just Nadeko, Senjo, and no Hachikuji. Wait, no. Crab, snail. Snail was him getting lost. That was him mourning. So crab, monkey. So yeah, Kombaru, Senjo, Nadeko. Not Hachikuji, or not Hanakawa nor Hachikuji. Oh my god! Okay, lock in. Shinobu Mail Part 3. That is disgusting. No, don't test me. That was rude. Yeah? That's sick. I want rain control. Stop eating the snake, ew. Oh my goodness, she's feral. Kombaru, we gotta get you a new tracksuit. Oh. Oh, is he gonna wear her outfit? Or, no, she just puts it on top. Okay. How is he gonna get his clothes all screwed up? No, are you? Wait. Yeah. They do swap clothes. So that's where his little cape comes from. It's the frayed bits of her clothes. It's kind of crazy that they're wearing each other's clothes. That's wild. Shinobu, yeah, what's up? What are you looking on? Oh, okay. You're chill. Never mind. Eh. Why do I... It looked like Shinobu was contemplating a minute ago. But now we're so... I don't know. Imperfect oddities? Dang, good line. Wait, good line. Wait, what? We're gonna go swing? Oh, swinging arc! Yay! Wait, swinging is actually so fun. Dude, she's doing the fun... Yeah! She's doing the standing swing tech, bro. Okay, dude. Yeah. Yeah. We're just gonna immediately... Oh, yeah? Seeing is believing. Connect with me, Araragi. Connect with me. What is that barcode? Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought there was... It's a Gaen... That's rude. I was gonna go back and frame by frame because I thought I saw something, but... Dang. Araragi saw it first. Right, please. Please, Shinobu, just explain things to me clearly. Yes. It copied, Araragi's laugh. It copied. Imitate the imitation. What's the value of a fake? Okay. Calm down. Squeaky. Oh, that was horrible, Araragi. Never do that again. Comedy was stretching. What? Oh, wow. I mean, there's a reason he's using Araragi's laugh, right? A reason to masquerade as him. Let's see, let's see. Prying into our past. Spiraling. Okay. Shinobu's ready to kill. Shinobu's ready to throw hands. I saw a snake in the river there. There was a snake head in the river. Oh, what's up, Gaen? So we do meet up. Hey, what's good? Don't call me that. Don't call me Koyomin. We're not that close. Whoa! Ultra super rare. Good draw, good draw. She even knew Araragi would go under the swing. That's crazy. How long is this number? Oh no, wait, it's probably her texting. Yeah, I thought she was calling, so I was like, what is going on? Good poker face, Gaen. Ah, yeah. Another Oshino. That's crazy. That's crazy because that's what Ogi did, you know? But now she's using like a similar thing. Yeah. Because Kambaru wasn't introduced. Yeah, we already knew she would do something like this. Ooh, I like the sky background they always do with when Gaen's on screen. It gets so colorful. I work as. Yeah. Kambaru. Enjoy the wild ride while you're young. Crazy line, Gaen. Crazy line. You know what's crazy? Gaen's always got an eye covered. How often do we see both her? Oh, I can see a little bit of her eye there. But that's what Araragi does. Heh. Is Shinobu asleep? Shinobu, wake up. A man young. Shinobu, wake up. Okay. Shinobu, this is relevant to you. This is true. Okay. Oh, good morning. You're coping. What? Shinobu, why are you coping all of a sudden? What's the mistake? Good clutch, good clutch. To stop him from saying Gaen. Shinobu, I guess you were wrong. Or something. I don't know. I don't know why he's here either, but Gaen knows. Lighting change is crazy here. Whew. Crimson. Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't blame Shinobu for saying she's an amateur. Because I trust Gaen, because Gaen's always right, you know? So. Hmm. Kaoru, you're kind of smart. Yo, good line, good line. Oh, yeah, okay. Rising from your ash. Yeah, because I mean, dude, we like Araragi was on fire for a minute when he got spawned too. Like, remember in Kizu when he was on fire? Like, how bad was that really? You know, I don't know. Okay, but it doesn't mean it's permanent death. Death. Okay, your little vampire cosplay's cute, I guess. Inapplicable. Huh? That's what I just referenced, Gaen. Why did you also bring it up? Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh my goodness. Me and Gaen, we're on the same wavelength. Feels good, man. And he genuinely wanted to perish under the sun? Sam! A temporarily successful suicide? From Gaen, that's crazy to hear. Yeah. Oh, no, you're talking about him. Okay, no, I thought you were talking about Araragi. I was like, whoa, I don't remember that. Okay, but yeah. Or like, I'd have to relook at it. Okay, okay, okay. For the first of kin. What is this platform you're on? Well, what is that thing? Oh, it's a statue. Convalescing. Good line. Or good word. I love that word. Mmm. Get to his OG strength. Yeah. Mmm. Why is it called pseudo oddity? Is it like what? Why? What made it not a full oddity? Hmm. How did that help him? Yes, I am. Okay. Oh, Ononoki. Mmm. Wow. Okay. You don't act on reason. You're unpredictable. Aw, look, she's a little plaything. You were all just pawns in my little game. Okay. How? Good question. I've wondered that. I've wondered that a lot, Gaen. Why did you meet her? Why was she in that location? Yeah, exactly. I'm asking. I'm asking, Gaen. No. He's a freaking hole that these things get pulled. He's a gravity well, bro. The difficult Kage Nui. That's funny. Oh, Hanakawa's an exception? Interesting. Step on the tiger's tail? Funny. Why are you a giant? Wait, why is she a giant? Mmm. Fair. Didn't think about that. It's Dude, she is saying so many words right now. She is just yapping. Gaen, can you slow your yap? Way of thinking that denies the extraordinary, but there's one major flaw. Alright, what's the flaw? What's the flaw? You reject their words out of hand if someone calls you special. Reflexively, like a boom, okay? I apology not accepted. Oshino! Come back. Come back. I need you. I need you back, Oshino. I need you back. I can't handle this one. I can't handle Gaen. As that rookie, I don't even care. It was simpler. It was simpler back then. Okay. Where are we now? Okay, we're doing it full chronologically. We're on all the way back. Wait, that's a good shot of Shinobu. I like that art. I like that art a lot. What's up, Gaen? Dang, she got you on her iPad. Self-hate too, yeah. Well, yeah. So for his new form, for his new self. But he regened. Oh, wow, he left her with the replica. Okay, so it was always a replica. Okay. That's something I had forgotten. Disappeared but was not annihilated. Died but not quite. In ash on the wind. Hmm. No, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I can work with that. Dang, regenning in the sun. It's kind of beautiful. Oh, no self though. Okay, hey, that's a win. Don't gotta just suffer. Wait, stop playing games on your iPad. Chained to immortality. That's a bar. Ooh, recursion with reincarnation. Yeah, yeah. Respawn as a little baby. 15 years ago? What have you been doing for 15 years? Gaen, oh my goodness, Gaen. How... She just kept yapping and yapping and yapping and yapping. I'm like, Gaen, please clear it up. And then she just kept going, bro. She's just flexing. She is the worst, bro. Oh my goodness. No wonder Aragi hates her. Aragi, I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to get it, bro. I can only take so much yap at a time, Gaen. Oh my lord. Oh my goodness. Ugh. So, he died, but he didn't truly die because he's an immortal vampire, so he revived. So, because that's the funny part. I guess I was calling out an assumption that a lot of people would make that the vampire could be permanently slayed by some sunlight, where in reality, it was just a very effective way to kill a vampire, but you can't truly kill a vampire, So, he, for 85 years, been just floating, chilling, regenning. What is up with the pseudo oddity of the monkey form? That would be something that I would assume fully is made by Araragi, right? But I'll need to look back at that. I also realized I forgot to look at the beginning of the arc because I said I would look at that. So I'll look at both of those. Holy crap! How long did she yap for? I think, dude, that was like she started her monologue right here. Made the session begin at 13 minutes. Bro, she did 10 full minutes of talking without breathing, I swear. And she's going from this vampire celestial like play thing where she's on a stage, there's like, it's like a play, to back on the roof of the building. I mean, this is kind of this reminds me of Ogi, because Ogi did this that one time, right? But up on the roof, up with these little like stand-ins for each of the characters, which situates her as like the game master while they're all the little pieces on the board. Oh, there's Kageinu. Of course she's balancing on something with her foot. That's something. That's funny. Consistent with how we've seen her. She's like a giant woman in the city for some reason. Some people were way into this scene. And then what was it? Why are you looking scary? She's like pogging. She's pogging her pants at the idea that she has someone that she can rant to. Having such a lovely young man to talk to makes your Oni-san want to explain the world. She just loves to exposition, bro. She's actually into it. That's crazy. Calm down. Take a breath. Take a sip of water. And then we went into some of the backstory, which took on, because when we originally got the like Shinobu backstory, it kind of had that specific stylization, so it kind of takes on a unique stylization before we follow the story of his immortality bringing him back all the way up to being a fresh newborn baby. Aww. And then it just cuts out, bro. That was 15 years ago. Bink. Like you like what? Oh my goodness, Gaen. You really gotta breathe next time. I can only take so much. Whew, because they've hit me with exposition. They've hit me with like long talks before. That one, it felt like a long talk. That one I started to get weighed down somewhere. As soon as she pulled the Game Boy out, yeah, like 9 minutes in, your boy was like, whew. Okay, so yeah. Why is she playing when the oddity chasing her appears? So she's got this in the bag. She easy claps this. She did not care, right? I do not care. We called it what? A pseudo oddity? Its stats seem a lot lower. Why is it lower stats? Because it got hoed? Because Ononoki like wounded it so much or something? Is that kind of like... Yeah? A very annoying skill. And then she's just snacking. Like feral animal. Oh my goodness. Sorry. We switch clothes, blah blah blah. This whole thing... No, wait, what am I doing? Wait, what no. I already know what's under the swing. Because Araragi saw it. I already know that there's Gaen's little sticker there. I don't need to frame by frame find it. I was instinctually trying to frame by frame find it. No. We don't need to do that. We already know that it's the Gaen little, like, come here. Omega, like, ooh, lovey. This is just such an odd activity. It's like Shinobu being like, hey, look at me. It's like, I feel like this is like Shinobu, like, trying to get his attention. You know what I mean? Where she's like, no, come back to coping with me. Use me. Don't use Ononoki. Come back to me. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what the impression I get. Seeing is believing, so I'm going to show you everything so that you go back to believing me. Right? That's just crazy. But yeah, there's the little Gaen sticker. God knew he would go down there. Crazy, crazy. So, the mock oddity stuff, the pseudo oddity, I think is the terminology. Let me. This fight, by the way, I was like, Kamadu immediately fumbling the bag was too much, because they did already say that like the left right thing they talked about it 2 episodes ago, so that was already like an established gimmick. I was expecting this guy to be way scarier though. Shinobu really was just chilling with it. Maybe like reconnecting with Shinobu so much lessened the strength. Maybe it was like not that he got wounded, but rather that he like has reconnected with Shinobu. Well, I guess their bond isn't fixed though, right? So less of that maybe. Okay, and that's just ripping the clothes. Demon sword, blah blah blah. Chop you and chop. Now we got the swords in play. The swords in play. Forgot that Shinobu just has that ready to unsword swallow, right? But yeah, obviously, and that's why the homeboy wants to go check back up with Shinobu so he can get it back. So you talk about that, and then you start chowing. Can we talk about the mock? Yeah, give me this again, bro. What were you on about? The link. Yeah, our link's disrupted. We want to go chill with Gaen, so we can get that hoe fixed up. Otherwise, we'll struggle against imperfect oddities like that thing. Oh, so because our link is bothered, we're struggling against imperfect oddities. Oh. Okay. I mean, that's kind of what I was saying about I think, right? About the whole, like, them being separated, now they're having to deal with each other's demons. It's them being separated, now they're having to deal with Araragi's problems. Like, Araragi not being connected with Shinobu is causing a bunch of things to, like, a bunch of problems to show up because he doesn't have that connection to fall back on. But, and it's so bad that Ononoki had to come in and help. Right? Both, like, both textually and metatextually, or whatever. How is that related to the swings? Good question. I don't know how it's related to the swings. Sleep under the swings, then you'll understand? Is that her trying... Wait, did they reform their bond by doing that? No shot, right? Sleep under the swing and let me, like, flash you a dozen times. That should fix our bond with each other. I'll just show you my true self. I'll just show you myself over and over. Come on, come on. He was so ready to get under there. He was like, oh, finally, I can distract myself again. This is scarier than oddities? What is this? What did she hope I would do down here? Araragi, you are too much to handle sometimes. Araragi, you are too much right now. I just don't even know what to do with you, man. Oh, yeah, and, okay. This was Shinobu trying to figure out... So, it's crazy that Shinobu, as a vampire, even said he died 400 years ago. Like, she didn't have faith in his immortality despite being a vampire. So, you know, you would assume that you could take her word on it, but she's just wrong. You know, Gaen do be kind of right, though. She know everything. So, yeah. It is kind of crazy that she had that wrong. But I suppose it is her first minion after all, so it's not like, what, she's had a lot of experience with immortal vampires being destroyed in front of her or anything like that, right? So... it must have a reason to masquerade as him. Yeah, so this is just her coping. Cope. Maybe it hopes to disturb us. Well, it is all cope, right? This shot is crazy. This shot is so cool. I love the spiral staircase. Doom spiral. Reminds me of Senjugahara, catching Senjugahara at the beginning of the story. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it has in mind, I will keep the Demon Blade. Yeah. I'm keeping the power. Yeah, I mean, and the Demon Blade, I guess you could you even read the Demon Blade as, like, a thing of control? Right, where it's like, this is the power to slay oddities. So she doesn't, like, want to give up control or whatever, but that's, like, pretty, I don't, like, right? I'm left to saying and with so much. This is a nice little snake you can see here. Snakehead. And then Gaen's just chilling. Hi, Gaen. Hello, Kambaru's booty, too. So, why... Okay, Gaen, why am I here? So you wanted to meet up with Kambaru, but you're also not wanting to meet up with Kambaru as Gaen Izuku. So you're meeting as Oshino Gaen, or Izuku Oshino, or whatever. Instead. But the first thing you do, instead of doing anything with Kambaru, you start lore dumping Araragi. So what do you want with Kambaru? Why did we orchestrate this thing with Kambaru? Do you not even want anything with Gaen or with Kambaru? And this is all just this is all a roundabout way to solve her, fix Araragi issues? Because she even says, she shows up, you don't act on reason, your actions are unpredictable, therefore I showed up, right? It was so bad that I had to, come in person, right? So now I'm taking responsibility for my miscalculations and thrusting myself into the fray to seek help from you. Okay, no, that's not at all... To seek help from you? Well, but you're seeking help from him but the problems are because he's hard to read, right? He acts on... He doesn't follow he doesn't act on reason. Wait, okay, let's run it back. What is Gaen? Because if, to Araragi... I mean, I think of parents. You know? So many, especially you, because you don't act on reason. Say that again, just one more time. I'm sorry. It's just... Oh, she misjudged Araragi. So, what do you want from Araragi? Because it's just, from my perspective, you've gotten Araragi to meet you up with Kambaru. You haven't said anything to Kambaru, though. And then you've given Araragi a lot of information. So I'm kind of led to assume that you're trying to fix Araragi because Araragi is causing problems, right? Such as, and this is maybe what you're alluding to with oddities being, attracted to you or whatever, right? Isn't it mysterious how everything seems to... Why did the legendary vampire come here, come to your town, right? It's because Araragi brought her here. This is we've talked about this a million times, right? Which is crazy. So, does she want anything from Kambaru, or is she just using Kambaru as some sort of tool or reason to talk to Araragi? I guess that's my question. I don't know what she wants with Kambaru, other than just Gaen stuff, Gaen family stuff. But what is Gaen family stuff? Achiguchi! And she even, is explaining flaws to him. Oh, wow, she's looking in his school here, huh? She's, walking through his town. And then looks into his school. I think his school, right? This looks like I think this is how his school railing looks, but maybe I'm wrong. If anyone calls you special, you reject the words out of hand. That's a major flaw indeed. I don't even know what to cook with that, bro. And why are you being vague then? Why are you going to be vague and then apologize? It's not the school, too, because you can see her looking into a building that's not the school, right? I don't think that's... Yeah, it's not the school building. Guys, I don't even want to hear her talk anymore. I don't even want to hear her yap. I miss Oshino. I want Oshino back. No more yap. Oshino back. You know what I'm saying? On a stack. She even kills him. She even knocks him off. Because we lost Oshino way back too, you know? I still feel like I haven't even conceptualized losing Oshino low-key. And then she just starts yapping. And then she just starts yapping. And then she just keeps yapping, bro. I just can't. I just can't. Overall, I mean, I think it was a pretty simplistic, no. I think it was a kind of a straightforward episode in a way, where we have, well, I say that right, but, straightforward but still confusing. In that, the thing here is revealed to be a Araragi, I assume an Araragi conception, and that's why it's like a pseudo oddity. It's like based off of him, because and it's obviously based out of like things he's dealt with in the past, like coming back to haunt him in a sense, right? So I think it's because of the bond between them being broken, like that's said explicitly, right? Or else we have to restore our link, or else we're gonna have problems. That makes sense to me because without their link, then what is keeping Araragi sane, right? What is to stop him from spiraling? And then him spiraling is what's like these things being conjured is something like that, right? That I'm good with. I'm okay with that. So Shinobu's like, reconnect with me, check me out, check me out, check me out, check me out. Let's go to Gaen. She copes a little bit. Oh yeah, I did mention her like looking oddly contemplative. That was probably her thinking about homeboy, right? Where even was that? I don't even remember where that scene is, bro. Where she was like looking down, and then Araragi was like, "Hey, what's up?" And then she started yapping. I think it was right here at the start of the episode, right after the OP. Little testing Andy. Or maybe it's later. I don't know. When were you over here? No, right here. Where she's staring at the blade. Yeah, she's definitely thinking about her first minion here. Because she's thinking about the sword. That's what he lent her. And then Araragi's like, hey, snap back into reality. And she's like, oh, time to swallow it. But that's just I don't know. That's just a kind of a fun thing to see from Shinobu, I guess. Reconnect with me. She copes about it. This is mostly cope. We pull up with Gaen. She hides her identity. Something we already knew from, I think, like Owarimonogatari or something. And then she just starts yapping and yapping and yapping and yapping. Some of the lines of like, you become such a good storyteller, it shows you are a man young. Man young, it almost seems like a little bit of a jab at him, like, well, man young. No, that means like young spirited but still a man. Or like a man young. Like you're young but you're acting like a man. As opposed to you are young, man. So she is praising him in his storytelling capability, which is just kind of ironic and funny considering that he's telling all these stories, right? But yeah, Shinobu cope from the truth. And then bunch of lore dump, which I don't feel the need to expound on much more. Because it mostly is just like, this is what happened, right? And coming from Gaen, it's like, there's not much to contest. Because I don't think she's one to lie. She's just pretty much, like, she'll lie by omission, sure, probably. But like, well, she won't lie without really good reason. Because you could say that she was lying about the darkness back when, with the Hachikuji stuff, like the nature of the darkness. You could say she was lying about that, but none of this immediately flagged to me as like a lie. So in that way, but what do you want from him? I don't know. I think you're going to answer it next episode because we cut you off mid-monologue, so it almost feels weird to like jump in and say something here. A lot of the imagery though was fun at least. And like the carried on the wind, like that's a crazy concept. Like I love the concept. So that's cool. But yeah. Honestly, y'all, I think that's going to do it for this one. Episode, what was this, 10 of Owari? What a Gaen moment. Of course. If you like the video, subscribe if you're new, blah, blah, blah. Comment below if you have anything to say, join the Discord, talk to me, other Monogatari fans there. We're going to jump into the next episode, episode 11, pretty quick. Should be exciting. Figure out what this girl wants with Kambu, what is even going on. We're probably going to have a showdown with the armor with Mr. the First, right? And because man, I think I remember Araragi's clothes being even more torn up than they currently are in the Tsubasa Tiger finale, right? So I could see another fight happening with him, with like between them and the armor, maybe. That causing something, or maybe the damage isn't like 1-to-1 between like the clothing items or whatever. But yeah, let me just hoorah, turn off the candle. Yay. But yeah, let's jump into the next one. Episode 11 should be very, very exciting. Until then,